there is a question that quietly lives in the hearts of millions of people. If my desire is meant for me, why is it still not here? You have believed, you have hoped, you have visualized, you have prayed, you have repeated affirmations until the words became familiar. And yet, when you open your eyes each morning, the world seems to tell you the same story it told you yesterday. Nothing has changed. The relationship has not appeared. The opportunity has not arrived. The money is still missing. The dream still feels distant. So you begin to wonder whether you are doing something wrong. But perhaps the greatest mistake is not that your desire has failed to appear. Perhaps the mistake is believing that time is the one withholding it from you. Every visible result begins long before it can be seen. Nature itself reveals this truth. A seed does not become a tree the moment it is planted. Beneath the surface, invisible processes are already unfolding. Roots are growing in silence before branches ever reach the sky. If you judge the seed only by what your eyes could see during those first days, you would conclude that nothing was happening. Yet everything important was happening. The same principle applies to your own life. Most people measure progress by appearances. They believe that if the outer world has not changed, then nothing has changed at all. But appearances are often the last thing to move. Before circumstances shift, something much more important must happen. Your inner world must become familiar with the reality you wish to experience. The mind is constantly asking one simple question: what feels normal? Not what feels exciting, not what feels possible. What feels natural? This question quietly governs your decisions, your reactions, your expectations, and even what you notice throughout the day. If deep within you, success feels unfamiliar, you may unknowingly hesitate every time an opportunity appears. If love feels uncertain, you may question genuine affection while chasing what confirms old wounds. If abundance feels impossible, you may overlook doors that could lead directly toward it. The outer world is not always resisting you. Sometimes it is reflecting the patterns that have become comfortable within you. Think about how often people say they want change while secretly fearing everything that change requires. They desire confidence but continue introducing themselves through insecurity. They desire peace but rehearse conflict every day in their imagination. They desire prosperity but spend hours imagining loss. The mind cannot build a new future while endlessly rehearsing an old identity. This is why your desire cannot simply be something you visit for a few minutes each morning. It must become something that quietly influences the way you think, feel, and perceive throughout the day. Imagine carrying a compass that is only 1 degree off course. At first, the difference seems insignificant. But after traveling hundreds of miles, you arrive in an entirely different place. Small inner assumptions work the same way. Tiny beliefs repeated daily create enormous differences over time. A single thought may appear harmless. Repeated thousands of times, it becomes identity. Identity shapes expectation. Expectation shapes behavior. Behavior shapes experience. Experience strengthens identity. And so the cycle continues. This is why the question is not merely, what do you want? The deeper question is, who are you becoming while you wait? Waiting has a remarkable way of revealing our hidden beliefs. When days pass without visible evidence, impatience often begins to speak. It isn't working. Maybe this isn't for me. I've been trying too long. These thoughts seem innocent, yet every one of them reinforces the very state you are attempting to leave behind. They teach your mind that absence is more believable than fulfillment. The human brain is designed to seek evidence supporting what it already accepts as true. If you repeatedly accept that your desire is far away, your attention naturally begins collecting proof that it is still missing. You notice delays. You notice obstacles. You notice everything confirming the story you continue telling yourself. Meanwhile, possibilities quietly pass unnoticed because they do not match your expectations. This is why two people can experience the same circumstances and discover completely different futures. One sees closed doors. The other notices hidden opportunities. The difference is not always intelligence, talent, or luck. Often, it is expectation. Expectation changes perception long before perception changes reality. Have you ever purchased something new and suddenly begun seeing it everywhere? The object existed all along. Your awareness simply expanded. Your desires work much the same way. The opportunities that lead toward them may already be moving around you. But until your inner attention changes, you continue overlooking what was always available. The mind does not merely observe reality. It participates in creating your experience of it. That realization changes everything. Because if your experience depends partly upon the assumptions you repeatedly carry, then changing those assumptions is not pretending, it is preparation. So, before you leave this message behind, remember one truth that has the power to change everything. Your desire is not delayed because life has forgotten you. It is delayed only for as long as you continue identifying with the version of yourself who believes it is absent. The moment your inner world begins to reflect fulfillment instead of longing, you stop chasing your future and begin living from it. The world will always invite you to judge by appearances. It will tell you to believe only what you can see, to trust only what already exists, and to wait for circumstances before allowing yourself to feel peace, gratitude, or confidence. But every extraordinary achievement in human history began the other way around. Someone believed before there was evidence. Someone persisted before there was proof. Someone remained faithful to an invisible reality until it became impossible for the visible world not to reflect it. So stop asking, when will my desire arrive? Ask a far more powerful question. Who must I become today so that my desire feels completely natural? Because your future is not created by the occasional moment of hope. It is created by the identity you consistently choose, the assumptions you repeatedly accept, and the inner conversations you refuse to abandon. Every morning you wake up with a choice. You can continue rehearsing the story of waiting, or you can begin rehearsing the story of fulfillment. You can continue measuring your life by what is missing, or you can allow your inner world to become so rich with certainty that the outer world has no choice but to catch up. Every thought you repeatedly entertain becomes another brick in the foundation of tomorrow. Every feeling you return to becomes a signal directing the course of your life. Never forget that the greatest distance between you and your desire is not measured in miles, money, or time. It is measured only by the difference between who you believe yourself to be today and the person who already possesses what you seek. Close that distance within, and the outer journey begins to shorten in ways you cannot yet imagine. So walk away from this moment with a different attitude. Carry yourself as though life is already unfolding in your favor. Speak to yourself with the confidence of someone who knows the unseen is just as real as the seen. Let gratitude replace desperation. Let certainty replace doubt. Let quiet faith become stronger than temporary appearances. One day you will look back and realize that the moment everything began to change was not the day your circumstances shifted. It was the day you stopped asking the world for permission to believe in your future. It was the day you chose to become inwardly what you wish to experience outwardly. Your desire is not asking you to wait longer. It is asking you to become different. The moment you truly do, what once seemed distant will begin moving toward you with a speed that will make you wonder why you ever believed it was impossible. And when that day arrives, you will understand that the greatest miracle was never the manifestation itself. The greatest miracle was the transformation that happened within you long before the world could see it.